I'm owning my story. You see, I had to take the board exam twice, and for the longest time, I have such a huge fear and shame around sharing it because I am a high achiever. I am a high performer, so it didn't make sense to me back then why I didn't make it the first time. So I'm doing this passion project. I'm sharing this because I want you to have the support and tools I wish I had so I can finally make it the second time. That is why I am launching my Mindset Magic with Mika, the board exam special, which is all about the interior design licensure exam preparation of top-notchers and passers. It's a resource that I wish I had when I was preparing back then, and I am so excited for you to be served by this too. And my story of retaking, at first I was scared of sharing this because who am I for you to listen to if I had to take the board exams twice? And what about my clients? Will they lose trust in me because of that experience? But what if my story had to happen? What if that experience had to unfold so I can share this with you? So I can think of that passion project and that what if it's a lesson that you can have the fortitude, the resilience, the evidence to keep on going? That when you are fully supported, when you have the tools and resources that you need, you get to pass and succeed on your own terms, right? And then I remembered, of course, my story is needed, valid, valued. That's why it happened as a lesson. And it's a disservice to gatekeep how I finally made it the second time. And it's a full circle to my journey. And of course, my clients will still trust me because it's me, my gift, my energy that they want to co create with. We are not the labels that we impose upon ourselves, and we are not bound by the labels that the exam may have meaning for us, right? We're the ones who create that meaning. And so, my mission is to empower you towards your goals this season, however this lesson may serve you. It is bigger than my fear to look weak or vulnerable here. May this passion project be a testament to this, that everything is perfect. The timing, the experience, the people, the process, everything is perfect. And it's time for me to own my story, to drop the fear, to drop the shame, so I can show up here as the message you need this season. And as your permission slip that everything you experience is adding up to your beautiful life and upgraded version of yourself. And to that we say amen. We are shifting to our main character energy. And I'll share more about this in the coming episodes. So excited. If you know someone who's gonna take the board exams, may you be a blessing to them and share this with them so they know that they have the resources and that they are supported in this journey. I'm super excited to share that in my Mindset Magic with Mika Idle Special. I interviewed top-notchers and pastors and also shared my exclusive story. Like really the practical techniques, the strategy, the psychology that finally made it happen for me. I really believe that success is 80% psychology, 20% strategy. And I dive more into that in the podcast episode. I'm just super, super excited for you to get a hold of this when you listen to it, when you tune into it. It is going to be in Tagalog English. So happy and honored to have this privilege of interviewing amazing minds, having this rich network of people who've done it, topped it, made it, and they are so generous to really share this with you. So I'm super happy about that. Let's talk about my first take. And I'm going to be answering the questions that I receive. So when I posted about how I finally passed the word exam, there were people who messaged me as early as back then, and I'm so proud of them because they're already choosing to prepare for it as early as then. That's a testament na of course you are gonna be amazing, and of course you are so devoted to really passing. So let's code switch Tagalog English now, okay? So the question is, Do you have sample po ba ng mga practice nyo ng plans like floor plan, RCP, elevation, and perspective nyo nung nagre-review? Kasi medyo nalilito po ako sa standards since iba yung naturang way sa amin sa school, sa draftings. And I can't ask din sa mga classmates ko out of fear. Wala rin po kasi akong kilala sa kanila. Actually, the standards that I use for the board exam ay same sa standards na I use and I'm familiar with sa work. Parang ganun ko tinignan yung board exam. It's really a matter of how prepared are you to be an interior designer. So, I leverage yung work experience na I have back then to really prepare plans that are up to the standard ng professional or the real world. So what does that look like? Siyempre, yung floor plan, RCP, elevations, alam naman natin ano na yung mga nakalagay dun eh, di ba? Pag floor plan, of course, kasama dun yung furniture layout, nandun yung legends, kung ano siya, nandun yung dimensions natin, yung title, all the basics. Pagdating naman sa RCP, we know na nandun yung mga fixtures na nakikita natin sa ceiling, di ba? And then for elevation, we know na it's gonna be the architectural features and yung mga built-ins na we decided to add na nakatouch talaga sa wall. And of course, the location of the switches, yung mga outlets, as much as you can, yun yung detail. So, yun yung standards. So, iba man yung halimbawa, the architectural lettering na tinuro sa school mo, or how you do it, it doesn't really matter kasi the standards that we are talking about are the fundamentals that should be seen kapag tinitignan yung construction documents. And my thought process habang nagbo-board exam ako is, how can I make this plan more easily understood or communicated by the workers on site? Kasi at the end of the day, when we become professionals, the ones who are gonna look at our plans are gonna be the workers, the laborers, the carpenters, the people on site who's gonna help us make our design come to fruition, di ba? So, let that be a guide. Like, we have the standards, and secondly, yung purpose nito. So, when you start coming in with your design, when you start communicating your design through the plans, think of that, na pag tinignan ko ba to, naiintindihan ko ba? Diba? So, that's how it is. And of course, yung mga tinuro rin na basics when we were still in our undergraduate years. And then another question, I came across your video. May I kindly ask for your study tips or schedule? Kasi no-overwhelm ako, TBH. Grabe nakaba ko for IDLE 2025. I feel you. So valid, lalo kapag ang lapit na talaga ng board exam, no? Well, actually, it's gonna be in July and March pa lang ngayon. But still, the pressure is real, the overwhelm is real. And my advice there is, the study tip, actually marami in my podcast special. So, I'll address yung overwhelm na lang. To really diminish the overwhelm that you feel around preparing for the boards, give yourself evidence that you are preparing for it. Like, really, that's the secret. Kasi kapag meron kang evidence na, of course, I am doing this, I am doing something about it, I am preparing for it, it gets easier for your mind to get on board with you. And nawawala yung overwhelm. Kasi I believe na overwhelm is just rooted from not knowing what to start with, not knowing what to focus on. So when you know now, kasi nga nag-track ka ng progress mo, nag-track ka ng strengths and weaknesses mo, when you know now what to focus on, the overwhelm gets blown out. For real. That's how it was for me. Nawala yung overwhelm ko. Kasi I made it a point na my work experience is gonna be my review na for the board exam. And that was 1 year of work experience. I really am strong and intent on that. Na yun yung magiging purpose ng work ko. And so, it is. Kaya, hindi sobrang na-feel yung overwhelm. Like, of course, kinakabahan ako kasi, oh my God, second take ko, di ba? The pressure is bigger for me. And the overwhelm was really addressed by making small steps towards it. Meron akong flashcards na target ko mabasa per day, just to really make it smaller and make it more achievable hanggang sa nag-add up na sila. Hanggang sa nagulat ako, dami ko na palang na-review. So that's how you really reduce the overwhelm. So meron ring question, nag-legend ba kayo sa floor plan or callouts lang? Yes, nag-legend ako kasi mas malinis siya, mas madali siyang balikan. And nag-callouts ako. para mas specific siya, para mas ma-communicate ko yung design intention ko. So, hindi lang ako sa floor plan nag-callouts. Actually, mostly sa floor plan legend yung ginamit ko. Yung callouts, mostly sa perspective ko and sa elevations ko. That's how I did it. Also ask, are you able to do the schematics or diretso na agad sa final sheet? Nag-pen din po ba kayo sa board or pwede naman pencil lang with different line widths? So, for the schematics, actually, it depends on what kind of design process you do. You know yourself best. And for me, during that time, I really start with the schematics muna kasi it helps me think, it helps me refine my design concept more. So, after ko mag-schematics on, like on a scratch, after doing my design concept statement, diretso na sa final sheet talaga. That's me. And like being confident na, of course, it can work. Question here, nag-pen din po kayo sa board or pwede naman pencil lang with different line weights? Yung iba, nagpe-pencil lang. And personally for me, nag-pen ako. Kasi feeling ko mas clean siya, mas neat siya, and mas mukha siyang tapos. Well, that's for me. That is my preference. So yes, nag-pen ako kasi kaya naman ng time na minanage ko. So, really depends. And of course, line weight is automatic. So, make sure na ma-muscle memory nyo na yon kung ano yung kapal ng walls, anong pen yung gagamitin nyo para sa kapal ng walls na yon or sa kapal ng furniture. 'Di ba? Like, be really specific and smart with your selection na kahit sa line weights pa lang. I remember na during the boards, meron akong 0.5, meron akong 0.3, and meron akong 0.05 if I remember correctly. Tapos yun lang yung tatlong gagamitin ko throughout. And those are also the things that I also practice with already before even the board. So parang muscle memory na siya. Kabisado ko na kung gaano kapapal yun. Parang 0.8 yung ginamit ko for the walls eh. Next question, may tips ka ba kung paano mag-review para sa ID board exam? Sobrang dami. My tip for you here is when you binge listen na sa podcast special ko, interviewing top-notchers and passers and also sharing nga my tips, my own story, really set an intention first. Ano ba yung gusto ko malaman right now? Ano ba yung gap na kailangan ko i-fill in right now? And then, you proceed to listening. Kasi that way, mas mafo-focus yung mind mo na ito yung sagot na hinahanap ko. So, you don't get overwhelmed, okay? Kasi sobrang daming tips talaga na ibibigay doon. And like, top-notch your energy pa. I'm sure you're gonna love it. But, you're not here to just love it. Our intention here is magamit mo yung resource na yon to really maximize it para sa success mo in your board exam journey. Okay? So, let's do that. So, more questions. Actually, na-overwhelm ako sa dami ng reviewer, tapos onting months na lang, board exam na. Paano mo inaral yung reviewer ng review center if nag-review center ka? Paano mo inaral yung history? Ganun. Paano na-retain sa memory mo yung inaral mo ng board exam? Sa interior design part, paano maging mabilis sa drafting? Okay, isa-isa tayo. So, paano ko inaral yung reviewer? Actually, on my first take, I really tried to finish yung reviewer pero hindi talaga. And the second take, di ko siya binuklan. Kasi feel ko parang medyo traumatized pa ako na, oh my God. Like, di ko nga siya natapos last time and hindi nga ako pumasa last time. How will it be different this time? Medyo may ganun akong loop. Pero of course, no, if you are a retaker, malay mo mag-work sa'yo yung modules na yon. But I also heard from other retakers na na-anxious sila buksan yung reviewer kasi parang traumatizing nga. And for that, how I approach it is, meron ako mga digital flashcards via Quizlet na I really use to maximize my board exam review. So, hindi ko na ginamit yung modules, not because they aren't interesting, but because I really needed to find a way that will work for me this time. So, I did things differently. So, for the history, I remember meron pa ako mga presentation slides talaga na na per subject. Tapos, ilalagay ko dun yung illustrations, magsasearch ako ng picture, tapos yung clearest definition nila, just for me to familiarize myself with the concepts, with the terms. That's how I do it. And syempre, like as IDs, visual person tayo eh. So, maximize natin yun. If meron tayong image na we can do for that, do it, di ba? So, yung pag-aral ko ng history, apart from compiling all the pictures, the terms, I also did my best to draw it on my sketchbook na para lang sa board exam. So if others have journals for their board exam, mine was really, my focus talaga in the second take is really amping up, refining my drawing skills, my drafting skills, so I can make it for the design part. Kasi yun nga yung medyo lacking ko talaga in the previous exam. So I really wanted to make sure na this time, magaling na yung design part ko. Napapasa na talaga ako. And yun yung nakita kong weakness. So I really did my best to sketch on that sketchbook yung mga terms na nakikita ko lang, terms na nababasa ko lang. Gusto ko nakikita ko sila. 'Di ba gano'n naman, eh, visual tayo. And of course, yung muscle memory ng pag-sketch mo, na kahit anong mangyari, kabisado mo na ganito yung form ng, ano ba example? Ganito yung form ng gouache, 'di ba? Ganito yung egg and darts, ganito yung saber leg, and all those things. Really like familiarize yourself with the fundamentals and try to maximize your muscle memory. That is what's gonna help with retention. That's how it helped me with my retention. Sa interior design part, paano maging mabilis sa drafting? My best tip there is to really put in the time, the energy to really refine it. I remember nung nagpe-prepare ako for the second time around, I really allot days, block of days, na gagawin ko yung drafting ko. Nagagawin ko yung floor plan ko, and ita-time ko yon. So, with that, I was able to improve myself to the point na 30 minutes, I can do 2 perspectives. Or like 45 minutes, I can do like 3 colored perspectives already. And that is data. Feel ko yun rin yung magiging edge ng ibang retakers dyan. We have data nga eh, kung saan tayo mataas, kung saan tayo mahina, kung saan mababa yung score natin. If we already know our strengths and weaknesses, it's gonna be so easy for us to refine yung approach natin the next time. So I want you to leverage that, get clear on your strongest suits, and then get clear on your gaps. And then yung gaps na yon yung i-work on nyo. That's how I did it for me. Like parang majority of my time for the second take review is really put into my drafting and rendering skills. Sobra, guys. So I invite you to do the same if that feels aligned with you. And for more specific tips and techniques, I'm super excited for you to binge listen to our Mindset Magic with Mika, Idless Special. You're gonna love it and it's gonna help you. And balitaan mo kami how it really helps you with your board exam. Thank you, and I'll see you future IDR. Let's shift into our main character energy.